It's a good morning to you all. Welcome to Asake Online. My name is Zenzel Ndebele and this is the Breakfast Club. For many years, the people of Matebele have lived with the pain of Gukuraundi. And for the past few years, many people were not even able to talk about it. It is recently that some people have opened up and they are now sharing their stories. In the past year or so, I've talked to hundreds of victims and survivors of Gukuraundi. They all have painful stories. And when they narrate these stories, it's like it happened yesterday. They still have the pain. They still feel the pain. They need to talk. They just want to open up and have someone who listens to them. And in most cases, they're not looking for another Gukuraundi. They're not looking for revenge. They just want simple things. They need to get death certificates for their relatives that died. They need birth certificates for the kids that survived. They need pensions for those who were killed and never received their pensions. They want to rebury their relatives that are in shallow graves. And many times I ask myself, is this too much to ask? Can the government of Zimbabwe just grant these people their wishes? Can they allow them to bury their relatives that are in mass graves? What is the problem? What would happen if all of a sudden people were allowed to bury their relatives? What would change if people were given death and birth certificates for their relatives? I think the people of Matebele have gone through a lot. They've given this government enough time to actually think and decide what it has to do. But I find that most of the times when it comes to Gukuraundi, the government of Zimbabwe is very rigid. They don't want to meet the people of Matebele halfway.
To talk about the Matebele question, a continuing atrocity and the limitations of the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission, the limitations, the challenges. I was also asked to talk about the bitter truths of state involvement in healing. And I was asked to talk about victims and perpetrators. And talk about alternatives for accountability. I want to share a small little story. I have been working on the issue of Gukuraundi from the time I was a small child. I have continued to work on Gukuraundi as a young man. I cannot think of anything that has occupied me in my entire life like the subject of Gukuraundi. I consider myself a victim of Gukuraundi. But I have chosen to do something about it. In the early 90s, I had the privilege of working with a very courageous group of people. I was very young. I was still studying law at the University of Zimbabwe. Of course, I had come from a political family. My own father was a victim of Gukuraundi. I have often told this story to a few people. When he was released from jail, where he had been tried for treason and acquitted, on allegations that he was aiding and supporting dissidents. The case did not succeed and it collapsed. because the chief key witness was his compatriot and friend in Zapu, who had been forced to confess that my father was indeed in the Zipra War Council, Zapu War Council. And of course, when the trial started, the trial happened on a Sunday because they said it was too dangerous to have it on any other day. Mind you, the entire command of Zapu was all in prison or in hiding. And of course, my father here, Paul Tembanyati, can testify. We were left alone. My father was in jail. We had no school fees. Every time I was sent home because I didn't have school fees. And I would stay at home for 2 weeks until the headmaster called me to say, come back to school. I discovered later he was actually paying my fees. Anyway, that's a different story. So what I remember very vividly is that after coming out of jail, my grandfather died almost a week after he came out. And I remember that my father wanted to go to bury his father, but he was warned that if he went, things might not go well for him. So instead, he sent my older brother, who went to represent him in burying my father. So they went for 4 days. And we didn't know where they were, because there was no WhatsApp those days. There was no cell phones. I cannot forget sitting at home with my father and my young brother for 4 days waiting for my older brother to come back after burying my grandfather. Mind you, Jinin Tuta had been killed in very mysterious circumstances. So Kukraundi affected everyone. It has come to define Matebeleland. So when someone asks, what is the Matebeleland question? There was never a Matebeleland question. Matebeleland was like any other place in this country. That is why our former president went to Mpandeni. He taught at Hope Fountain. This was the place to go. This was the most cosmopolitan place in the country. The most prominent business persons were Shona origin. The Nyashanus, the Zirunis. There were so many of them. Matebeleland was not a place for Ndebeles. It was a place for everyone. Kukuraundi changed a lot of things. Kukuraundi created a sense that Matebeleland was a place for Ndebeles. And that Ndebeles were targeted for being Ndebele. We can argue. I have written about this many times. But there are many arguments to the whole concept and the whole issue of Gukuraundi. I know some people do not agree. I do not believe that the intention of the few people in ZANU at the top was to eliminate Ndebeles. That's just my opinion. We can agree and disagree. I believe Gukuraundi was a political agenda. It was designed to destroy ZAPU. It so happened that ZAPU had its political base in Matebelele. So, in wiping out ZAPU, ZAPU supporters became the target. So the outcome of Gukuraundi was genocidal. Maybe not the intention. But of course we can never say, because we were not in that room where this thing was planned. It is very possible that somebody said, let's get rid of these Ndebeles. We don't know. There are many things that compel me to believe that it was a political conspiracy. There were Ndebeles inside the top of ZANU who plotted this Gukuraundi, who were at the forefront of it. Innocent Kala. I say Enos because he's dead. I don't want to mention others because they are also because these are my fathers. Understand my conflict. I'm conflicted. Because these are my fathers. Some of them who have changed, who are no longer what they were. Even me, their son is afraid of them. So, but let me tell you what has happened. A few people intending to destroy the only meaningful political opposition at the time went so far ahead to plan to massacre thousands of people. This is, for me, the most painful part. It is what they have left behind. I used to work as a lawyer in the tribunal for crimes against humanity in East Timor. And I will tell you something that you might not like to hear again. I used to defend those militia commanders who were doing the massacres. I defended many of them in court. Very bad people, horrible people, but I defended them because it was important that justice must be seen to be done. And I do not believe in mob justice. I defended a man who killed 200 people in 30 minutes. Of course, he was found guilty. Because he was guilty. But I defended him. I put everything into defending him. I defended a man who killed 10 priests and nuns ama-priest angu-10 lamanani sister he too